Welcome to The Wise Build Bridges, a podcast brought to you by Viaduct Generation. I'm Noémie, and today I'm joined with Lauren, who is actually from my team, so I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to give a little intro because it's what we do with all our guests. So Lauren is a marketing exec at VG, and she joined us. Well, you joined us after completing an apprenticeship at Homes for Lambeth, doing resident engagement and communications.
Mm-hmm.
There, you found your passion for digital marketing through that job role, and then you decided to pursue it even more with us. You first started with us actually as a PR executive, where you were ideating and creating PR and email campaigns. And since December,
it was December
2022, she's joined my team. So the marketing team, where you now primarily look after like our socials, our charity partnerships, and all like the little fun bits, basically just being the best person ever.
Period.
Okay, let's get into it. I obviously have bias about how brilliant you are, and so my idea today is that I'm pitching you to the world for everyone to know how brilliant you are. But I actually want to start with the fact that you're doing an apprenticeship with us, because I think increasingly people are more and more interested in doing apprenticeships. They're looking at it as a genuine viable alternative to uni because money. And so I think we should talk a little bit more about that and what that means to you, because this is actually your second apprenticeship. So you're deep in it. You know what you're talking about. So let's start with what actually made you choose the apprenticeship option.
I always knew I didn't want to go to uni. I knew uni for me was more of what my parents wanted. Because I'm not that academic, I'm practical, and I feel as if that's looked down upon. You're literally in school.
I mean, I think in the traditional sense, what schooling and academia is, it's the path, for sure.
So for me, my A levels got cancelled actually because of COVID, so I didn't do them. Yeah.
That makes you feel so old.
Mine got cancelled in 2020, so I didn't do them. So they just gave me random grades. I did get into uni.
Oh my god! So were you part of that year that got really messed over? Because
I got so messed over with my grades. Side I was messed over so bad, but I was given an unconditional offer from Canterbury Uni to study marketing.
Okay, nice.
But I did that to kind of compromise with my parents. So the compromise was I'm going to defer my entry to uni for a year. And in that year, I'm going to find an apprenticeship. And if I don't, I'll go to uni. But at least I can say I actually tried.
I love that. That's a really good. And in terms of you pursuing an apprenticeship, was it because did people talk about? Did teachers speak to you about them? How did you find out about apprenticeships?
How did I find out about apprenticeships? It was in sixth form, it was either uni or apprenticeships. But when you go to sixth form college, they push uni hard.
Well, because that's the thing is I feel for me it wasn't even a question.
It was
I didn't really know about them. I kind of felt like I knew about them for more practical jobs, things like plumbing or electricians or things like that. But anything else marketing, never.
It's true, and even now it's heavily now finance. Because a lot of my friends, they're in apprenticeships with big investment banks and kind of stuff.
Nice.
So that's how I kind of heard about apprenticeships to begin with, and my friends were on it, because with apprenticeships you have to be on it. It's not. I'm not saying it's not easier than getting into uni. I can say that.
What is the process like?
Oh my god, it depends. It depends on which one you're trying to go. Some of them have 6 steps.
Is there a website that's just full of apprenticeships? How did you even find the first one that you did?
The first.
How do you know that there was an apprenticeship available in the first?
It was actually sent to me by a family member.
Oh,
so I was actually really lucky. But what's funny with that, the one I applied for, so I think I applied for business admin.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I had a wicked interview as well. I was so sold. I've got this in the bag. get the email.
Did they give you feedback?
Yeah, so the woman, she called me. She was like, I needed to like tell you on the phone, like, we actually really loved you. It's just someone had more experience. But she was like, I'm going to put you in contact with one of my colleagues and like see if there's any other opportunities. Right. So I was like...
That's a bit of a gut punch that at the apprenticeship level, someone with more experience
She was literally 30. I was 18. Of course she has more experience. I was like,
no chance.
What? I had no chance.
I didn't realize that apprenticeships were also available for people that were
I didn't know that.
I thought it was
I didn't know that either.
Under certain age.
You can do an apprenticeship at any time. Like it's mainly
never too late.
It's never too late. If you want to change career paths or like, you know, or if you want to kickstart your career, I think apprenticeships are like the way to go. Sure.
That is so interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah. But how do I find, if it wasn't for that one, just Google Indeed.
Yeah.
There are like training programs like Multiverse, which is what I'm with now, London apprenticeships. There's loads, but you have to do your research. Like LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn.
Okay.
Just type in apprenticeships. Nice. The one you want to do.
Did you have friends that did go to uni? Then?
One.
How do you feel your experience doing an apprenticeship has been different to, I mean, I feel like there are some real obvious differences, right?
Can I just say,
what do you feel like you've gotten out of it, maybe more than more uni? What were you going to say though?
I was going to say the difference, like the big difference between doing an apprenticeship and going to uni is when you are thrown into adult life.
Yeah, like, you're working.
You are, I don't know if I should say this, but I remember in my first job,
Don't cover your mouth. Say it loud and proud.
I was like, so when's our 6 weeks on holiday?
Oh my god, yeah, because the holidays it's
She looked at me, she was like,
no,
that's not a thing anymore. I was like, what
25 days.
I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you have to book it. 25 days for a year?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Where's like my half time? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you're just if you're doing an apprenticeship and you go straight from college, or nothing prepares you from being flung into the
I can imagine.
It's actually insane.
Yeah.
And you see the difference with like your friends that go to uni because they get to still be students. And, I don't want to say children, but like
no, it's very much like that transitional period, isn't it? It's like you're kind of like a half adult.
Yeah. Because my friends actually call me on a Wednesday morning just for convo.
In the middle of the day, just for lols.
And I'm in a meeting.
Sorry,
can't answer it. Like,
interesting. Yeah. Do you feel like socially as well, like you've like maybe like matured quicker than some of your other friends, like that have gone to uni? Like, do you think there's a difference there as well? Like, and even like, I guess it's like your interactions in the adult world as well become quite different.
Yeah. I think because I've been in and out of jobs since literally I was 14. Yeah. I just naturally kind of just matured. So I think, because you're always hanging around people older than you. Like, you literally spend 5 days of the week with your work colleagues. So it's kind of inevitable for you to like mature faster than like your friends. But I don't, in terms of my friendship group, because we all do the same thing, we're all on the same like level, which is really nice. And even my friends that go to uni, they have businesses, so it's like we're all
okay.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we always forget how young.
Yeah, I'm only 20. I can
like,
actually join.
Sometimes we're just like, Lauren, can you do this? And she'll look at us like, what?
Like, well, they'll ask me something. Well, you guys will ask me something that I have no idea about. It'll be like something. I'm not saying they're mad old, but like I actually joined when I was 19.
There's a generation gap. Literally, Fabio was talking to me about like him showing you like a meme or like even like a Vine or something like that, and you were like, "Oh, that's really funny. Like, why have I never seen that?" Yeah. And like it turns out you were like 11.
Yeah. Oh my god, the other day, Scott. It's so funny. Scott was like, his first concert was 10 years ago, and obviously he was 19. He was like, "How old were you?" And I was like, "Literally 10." Like,
like that is, it's wild. It's wild.
That's so funny. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So apprenticeship has like this path is like really worked out for you. Why did you decide to pursue a second one? Was it because there were like these skills that you were aware of that you didn't have? Like, why did you make the choice to do that rather than like maybe then be like, okay, I now want to transition into like a full job?
Yeah. So my last apprenticeship, I think it really was like the stepping stone into what I always wanted to be in marketing, literally since I was 7. Like
That's incredible. Why do you think that?
So I had an aunt who had a skincare line.
Okay.
When I was there, she had a launch party, and like I was just there selling, like, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of like I'm gonna be marketing. I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
But I just said,
like you knew that you liked.
I knew that I liked branding. I knew that I liked advertising. Literally from 7 years old, which is kind of
that's pretty cool though, because I feel like I've kind of had the opposite one, like, oh, I could do this, or oh, I could do that.
I feel like that's normal. I don't feel like I'm normal.
Which for me, I think that's why uni was really helpful for me, because I did a bit of I did management, right? So I did with Spanish as well, but the management side was for me to try and understand what I liked and what I didn't. Like, I just did every area of business, looked at what I enjoyed. Ironically, hated marketing.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it. But I think it was more to do with my teacher.
Yeah.
Like, the professor, he was like a real, like, the worst stereotype of marketers. Like, he wasn't even a marketer. Like, he'd always been in teaching. So it was like...
So you weren't really like...
Yeah, and he was just, I don't know, he just said some weird things, man. Like, and I was just like, ooh, like, I don't know, he just painted a picture of a really sleazy, like almost like false messaging. I think he was very much trying to preach the opposite, but the type of person he was slimy. Do you know what I mean? He was like being tricked into things, and that vibe. And I was a bit like, yeah, I don't want to be associated with this. Like, don't think that's
bad vibes. Actual bad vibes. Yeah.
And so marketing just wasn't. And I think also the way that it was taught at uni, like me and Fabio have spoken about it quite a lot. It was so general. Like, I didn't learn about SEO.
I had no idea about SEO.
Like, and yeah, sure, it's a relatively new discipline, but I was in uni like 10 years ago. I mean, I did a 4-year course, so like I finished like 6 years ago. So like you would have, like, SEO should have come up.
It should have come up, but it wouldn't.
It was quite general. Maybe that's because I was also on a general course. Maybe if I'd actually just studied
something specifically, because I was going to do marketing in uni.
And it was also focused on a lot more like the traditional forms of marketing. Like, digital wasn't really. They weren't talking about it like that.
They weren't. It's really been like digital, recently, real recent. Because even when I was leaving school, I don't think digital was like.
Well, I feel like there's like a real gap of like people coming into it now. I feel like they've been able to have a lot. They almost have more experience because they've kind of always been in it, and they've had these platforms that are available to them. And I don't know, like, people like come out of uni and they're like, I've got this much experience, and I'm like, I've been working for the last 5 years and I don't know that I'm there. Like, God, I feel a little bit like I'm playing catch up. But I mean, do an apprenticeship.
But one thing, like, just don't feel as if doing an apprenticeship will be easier than uni, because I think that's like a big misconception. It's not. It's just not, because you have your course and your work tasks.
You're doing both. You're doing both. Like, Lauren is a full-time member of the team. Like this amount of work. We try and be a bit more flexible. But for the most part, it's like I'm giving you the same amount of tasks than anyone else. Like, you've got responsibility, and then it's just time management. I guess it's a skill that you've developed.
For sure. You need to, otherwise you'll be so behind in something. And it's just long. Just prepare for that, because I feel like no one actually told me that. So if you're going to do an apprenticeship, don't expect it to be easier than going to uni, because when you're going to uni, you just focus on your studies and vibe. That's not a good apprenticeship.
100%. I guess uni almost feels more casual then. Because it's like, you have so much free time at uni. I'm not going to
so much. You don't have free time.
I'm all about the activities. Like, at uni, I was all about activities. I was like, I'll play tennis.
It's so true.
Go to ACS.
I think people think because you're getting paid and like it's that magically makes things easier. It does not. Like, it doesn't at all.
100%. Nice, perfect. In terms of actually like talking, because I was saying we often forget Lauren's age. And a lot of that is to do, I think, with the way that you come across. And sure, there's the maturity side, but I don't think that always necessarily comes with the confidence side, which you have loads of.
Oh my god,
in a really positive. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah. I think like even from the first point of meeting you, it felt like we already like knew each other. Do you know what I mean? And there was a level of comfort.
Yeah.
And I think that comes from having confidence.
Yeah.
Because it feels like
I agree.
that you own your space.
Yeah.
Which I think is fantastic and amazing. Have you always had that, or is it something that you've really like worked on?
I have not always had that. There's no way I've always had that. I've always been, I'd like to say, likable. Like, I was kind of raised that if anyone comes like into my presence, I always want you to feel good.
Yes.
So that I always had. But in terms of being confident within myself, I think in the last 2 years, I've really found confidence within myself. But that was just, and my friends literally asked me about this, like how I did it, because I think I don't necessarily
the evolution.
Oh my god, I don't recognize myself from literally 2 years ago.
Really? Yeah. That's so interesting. Did you purposefully do something like you did? What did you do?
Spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
And with confidence, it comes with self-love. I can talk about self-love for ages, but before self-love, you have to like yourself. And like, if you fall in love with someone, you don't fall in love straight the way you like them first. So you have to figure out how to like yourself. And I was just doing a lot of journaling. I was just spending time with myself, enjoying my own company, like just being alone. Like last year, I was just thriving and being alone, and I was so happy, and I achieved so much. Like I got this job, I lost a lot of weight. I was just on it. It was crazy. Like I was just.
I love that.
And then now I'm here.
Nice.
But I think I haven't always been like this, but I just think I'm great. And I feel like everyone should feel like you're great. Like you are. Why would you not think that of yourself? Like,
I love that. Yeah, no, that's so true. That's so true. Do you think it's related to, for example, like pursuing what you really want to do in terms of like, for example, like marketing, like because you've got one aspect of your life, so you're like, okay, cool, I've got this, and it kind of helps build those stepping stones, right? Or do you think it's quite separate to that? Like, let's say you were working, I don't even know, in a factory, let's say. Do you think you could have got to the point that you're at now?
No. Because, like I said before, you spend so much time working.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Like because you spend. I'm not going to try and do the maths because I'm going to embarrass myself. But you spend a lot of time at work, so like you need to be enjoying what you do. 100%. So I feel like working here and doing what I genuinely love definitely contributed to my happiness and contributed to me finding confidence within myself, because like I feel confident in what I do. I'm enjoying learning what I'm doing. So, and then it's also nice to see the growth, because when I first started, I knew nothing about SEO. Yeah. That is insane. I remember when Alex interviewed me and I was like, I don't even know what that stands for, but vibes. I'm here. Vibes.
Nice. Okay, I love that. You literally just spoke about, I mean, we were literally just speaking about self-love, but the fact that you could talk about it all day, and you did at one point.
I did.
You participated in the Jack Petrie Speak Out Challenge. I actually did that too.
Stop, did you?
I did.
It's on YouTube. Mine's on YouTube. Mine's actually on YouTube still.
I did. No, it would have been like in like 2010 or something.
It probably still, because it might.
I don't think they put it on YouTube. Okay. It was like, because I did it in school. It was
I literally showed
it on YouTube.
Yeah, because I came third.
Well, that's why I didn't.
Okay. Sorry.
Nah, that part's fine. That part's absolutely fine. I'm probably like, now that I think about it, I'm pretty glad it's not on YouTube.
I wish I could ask you. Like, honestly, I love the speech I did, but when my friends still send it to me, like, oh my god, that's okay.
Okay, talk to us about what you spoke about.
Okay, so I spoke about makeup as a mask. Yes. That was the title of my speech. So yeah, it was so funny because I didn't want to do it. So the Jack Petrie people came to my school. Yes. They did a speech workshop. Everyone had to write a speech, and then like did my speech. Everyone loved it. Thought that was it. Then they were like, "Oh, we want you to do an assembly." I was like,
see, I never got to that stage.
Really? There was
gladly.
like 3 stages that I had no idea I was participating in stages.
Yeah.
That's what was so funny. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it in assembly, that's fine. Did an assembly, just went about my life. And then my teacher was like, oh, we want you to like do in the Southwark final. I was like, what? How do we get here? Like, how do we actually get here? I was like, I'm not doing it. She was like, no, you have to. Like, she literally was like,
you're in it now.
You have to do it. I was
Incredible.
like, okay. So at the time I was really insecure and I never went to school without makeup.
Okay.
And I had an allergic reaction to my brushes, so which forced me going into school with like bare face. I actually forgot what my bare face looked like. It was mad.
Yeah.
So with me being forced into like going into school natural, which you should be doing in school, to be honest. I was actually in year 10, but it's not like, do you know what I mean? But
because what is that? That's like 15.
Yeah, I was literally 14 when I did this speech. So yeah, I had this allergic reaction. So then I just started like coming natural in school, and like I got a lot of compliments as well. I remember like everyone just making me feel good. So my speech was just based on self-love and how makeup can be seen as a mask. Because some of my teachers used to be like, "Why are you always wearing that mask?" So that's where the inspiration came from. And I just spoke about like my journey into not being, even though I definitely did that speech with makeup on, but you know, but I and I'm literally got makeup on now. But
we did have a little moment before we did. I was literally like, how am I meant to be talking about this?
But Noémie, I literally sometimes on a bonnet. So I ain't talking about
forms.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the speech was just about falling in love with your natural self. Yeah. And it was honestly, I think to this day, probably one of the best days of my life.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Like, that's so cringe to say, but I remember going there and like, let's say like the halls, there's half of the hall was my friends and my mom and the school. Yeah. Like people came from everywhere. And then when it was announced, I did not think I was gonna place anything. Yeah. And then when I think I actually have a video of like they called my name.
We'll crop it in.
Insert. Of like they called my name and I was like, and everyone was just crying. Everyone was just crying. Yeah, it was like a lot. And then I had girls from other schools like, your speech really inspired me. That's and beautiful. Stuff. And then like girls impact. Purpose. It was just so amazing. Like I felt like a celebrity that whole week. Like I went back to school and like girls in like year 7, year 8 was just like,
that's amazing.
It was so good. And like even to this, like I would like to think I've achieved a lot, but that's like my favorite thing.
That's so good. Yeah. And I think that is an important thing, especially if people were used to seeing you all the time in makeup, like you're speaking what you're preaching. Yeah. I don't know if that's the right way that I've said it, but you're preaching what you're doing. Yeah. The actions, all of that. Yeah.
We get it.
The actions.
Yeah. That was it was a really nice situation.
Amazing.
I love that. Yeah.
Nice. You haven't really done public speaking since.
No.
Would you be down to do more?
I would, I'm actually, do you know what's funny? Because I was actually supposed to ask you about this because I have a public speaking class like next week Monday.
No way.
Yeah.
Well.
But it's literally after work. I do want to get back into it, but it's, for me, it always has to be things I'm passionate about.
Fair.
And it always has to have an impact on people.
Definitely.
So I just need to figure out more things I'm passionate about.
I mean, that's half of the
that's literally it because that speech I didn't even write down. That was all just coming from my mouth.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just I
like had every time that you did it.
Every time I did it,
different version.
It'll be a slightly different version.
Like same structure.
Same structure, but I never wrote it down because if I was writing it down, I would forget.
And then you get nervous.
And I get nervous. When I got on that stage, I'll actually show you the speech afterwards. But when I got on the stage, I was just vibes. It was actually just
it's a common theme.
It's my life. Vibes is my life. Period.
I love that. Okay, so this is going to be a funny question because I've realised I'm throwing you a bit of a curveball and I want to ask you where you see yourself in 10 years. But I realised when I was writing this question, that's pretty much what my age is.
No, do you know what? When I read this, I was like, I was actually going to be like, oh my God.
It's like, do you know what I mean? Like 10 years, I'm talking 40, innit? Like, and then you're just like
30. Like 29, no, 30, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, oh my God, 10 years I'm going to be 30. That is crazy. That is actually so crazy to me. That is mad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, like honestly, like obviously we would love the arts for you to be like killing it at VG.
Oh my God, I love that.
Honestly, like anything is possible in the world. Like you could be anywhere, you could do whatever. Like what are you aiming towards? Like what are you really trying to do?
To be honest, like 10 years ago, I didn't see myself here, which I know you don't really imagine.
No, it's not. It's a hard one, and I feel like
because of how school was for me. Like I loved school, but in terms of academics, like, I just thought not that I was gonna flop, but I kind of thought. So to think that like I've started to work from like 18, I do not know like where I'll be in 10 years. But I know my goal is to be an entrepreneur in some sort.
Right.
Definitely in marketing. I don't know whether that's having my own social media agency. I don't know, but I know that that's the end goal. Whether that happens in 10 years, we'll see. But
we'll see. Would you ever consider like living abroad?
Yes. Yes. I hate it here. No, I'm joking.
You can say that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would say the same.
No, I love living in London. Yes. I'm from South. So I'm from South. I love living in London, but my dream is to live in Canada.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really? Why Canada?
I don't know. And it's really cold. What inspired me? I have family out there, number one. And then number two, I feel like you don't hear much drama in Canada.
It does feel calm.
It just feels chill. Like
I hear you.
And I know there's madnesses like all around the world, you know what I mean? But in terms of if you're watching the news, when was the last time we had something mad happen in Canada? Never. And I was just like, I want to live there. And I have one of my close friends, she goes every year.
Okay. Have you been before?
No.
Oh, you know.
I know that's so mad, but that's one.
To be fair, that's kind of how I chose
Barcelona.
Barcelona I already knew quite well, but even when I went to uni and studied Spanish with the sole purpose of going to South America.
Really?
All I knew is that I wanted to be in South America. It's all I knew. That's why? Nice. No clue. Literally none of my family had ever been. I don't think so. Sorry. But I'm pretty, like no one had been, no one really spoke the language. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I was just like, I think South America is a really exciting continent. Because it's huge.
It's massive,
huge generalization, but it was, I don't know, there was just something about it that really pulled me in.
I don't know what it is about
Canada. And then when I got there, all expectations, it was that place. Like, it was incredible, and I loved it. And I probably would have gone back after uni, but it is really far. It's really, just a little bit. Really far. And so that's why I ended up in Barcelona. Because, although to be fair, I went on like a trip when I was like 18, like girls trip to Barcelona, and on that trip I was like, I'm gonna live in Barcelona. That's when I made that decision.
But that's the thing, like with Canada, I can't just, because Noémie's actually always here, I can't just like pop in and out like from Canada.
Canada,
that is different. It's different, but so I'd have to like definitely make the decision to like move out there. But that's where I want to.
Yeah, I've got a few friends that have done that.
Really?
Yeah.
I definitely want to.
My sister did that as well, and she loved it. She had to come back because of COVID, but she was loving it.
Yeah, and I heard it's really diverse there as well, because I need to see Black people.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Yeah. It is a thing, isn't it, that you really like have to consider.
No, you have to, and I found that so mad because I was saying this, my friends and I wanted to go on holiday, and like part of like holiday protocol is like how racist is the country. And I'm just like, do you know how crazy that is? That we don't even think twice about it. We just like, how diverse, how racist is it?
Always.
And a white person doesn't have to do that.
Well, do you know what? Because I did go on a holiday where I hadn't asked the question. Yeah. Live to regret that one.
Do you know what I mean? You actually, it's part of like after you book your flight, no, even before you book a flight. Once everyone's decided,
that was a learning curve.
The next step is how racist is this
Yeah,
I'll digress. It's worth checking out. Like, it's part of holiday planning.
100%. Yeah, no, there's definitely a bunch of countries I'm like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm just not a bit of me.
Just
not a bit of me. I can't be asked.
Yeah. You do. I do think there is like a side to it where you obviously you have to like temper like what, not necessarily what you're willing to go through, because obviously, especially if you're going on holiday, you don't want to have that laying over your shoulders. You don't want it to be a thing where you're just like almost like hyper aware of it, not to the extent that you're looking for it, but you're questioning. Yeah, you're questioning, exactly. And then that, you know, that within itself just makes it a bit miserable. But like, I think it does depend on where you go. And there are, I actually, do you know what? Nella Rose the other day tweeted, how racist is Italy? And I heard it's mad racist. So many people had like commented, and it was interesting to see the mix. I think it was to do with like the different tourist spots, and some people were like, yeah, it is, but still good because it's an incredible part of the world. The food is wild, and it's worth experiencing. If you kind of already know that some people are just going to look at you sideways, at least it won't be a surprise. Because I think that for me, when I went on holiday and it happened to me, I think that's what got me the most. It's that I just was not expecting it like at all. I was like, I know so many people that have come here that look like me, or a lot of the time are darker than I am, and they haven't said anything about it. So it's like crazy. I just wasn't expecting. I was like, this is a tourist hot spot. And like, I go into a supermarket and and no one's serving me. They wouldn't serve me. I literally was at the till like, can I give you my money, please? And they wouldn't look at me. Oh my god! I had to go to another supermarket. Yeah, that is insane. Yeah. Yeah, and I just, do you know what I mean? It's like you least expect it. But then, like, for example, like in that same day, you go to a restaurant where someone is showing you so much love. It's either it's literally that. I mean? So it's like, it's either they love you or they hate you. Like, there's no in between. It's not normal customer service. It's either like, I want. Yeah, and they're fascinated by you. They're like, oh my god, like, what is that? Yeah, what is that? What is that? Like, what is going, like, it's either they love you or they hate you. It's actually crazy. When I went on holiday with my friend, we went to Lanzarote, and like the stairs were just actually insane. I mean, we were like the only black people like the whole fucking island. But like, I remember like this old couple was staring at us, and my friend was like, "Do you want to go?" Like, hi. Yeah, it's crazy. You have to check, because we didn't, but it was just Lanzarote surprises me actually. Oh my god, that was like, I actually got called the N-word. Damn. That is highly unacceptable. This one. Yeah, you've got to kind of. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I live in Barcelona now, and I mean, I've definitely had experiences in Barcelona. Like, you have experiences here. I mean, I mean, that's the thing. It's like nowhere is really immune from it, unfortunately. So then it's a bit like, let's weigh up the pros and cons. Like, it sounds insane. Which one's worse? Yeah. Would I rather get called this or this? Oh my god, that's not. Oh my god. But basically, you'd be open to living abroad. Yeah, I'm definitely open. Canada, ideally. Do you have a part of Canada? Toronto. Yeah. Fair. Fun. I think that's the most. Where the black people are. I'm joking, but I'm not. But Toronto. But kind of. Yeah, what kind of? Yeah. Not gonna complain. That's fair enough. Okay, nice. We have got to our game section, which is my favourite bit. I think this is going to be an interesting one. Okay. It's a very basic game. Okay. It's easy. There are no catches. Okay, you'll win regardless. Cool. Okay. Unless if you have a terrible opinion. But yeah, do you know what? I'm kind of nervous because like my friends are always like, if I do a podcast, I'll get cancelled for sure. Well, now's your time. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give you a category of something, and you're going to give me like your top three, like your three favourites of that category. And then, we can have a conversation about it. Okay. We can get into it. We can analyse why. Okay. But, we're getting to know you, Okay, the first one is, although to be fair, sometimes I look at these games and I'm like, I would be so bad on the other side answering. But it's more because I can't do the decision making.
Yeah.
Your top 3 foods. Okay, why don't we can split it by meal if you want.
Can we do like cuisine? Like I have two.
Cuisine.
So Chinese.
Yeah.
Seafoods.
Yeah. The last one.
I don't know. That one's like Turkish food.
Delicious.
Turkish food.
Nice.
Love a Turkish restaurant.
Yeah. Have you been to Turkey?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. I don't really have much to add to that.
But I really want to go there. Oh, I love Turkish food. Yeah.
Delicious. Okay, nice. Love that. Top 3 films.
Oh wait, I have to think. I'm a bit of a Marvel fan.
Yes.
So any Marvel film, like any Marvel.
Yeah.
Princess and the Frog.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, she's good. Tiana.
Do you know? Oh, I have bare movies. That's just like The Parent Trap.
It's a classic. You can always rewatch it. Always. It's like never boring.
Ever.
Like there's never been a time. Let's say.
I love that.
Do I ever flick through TV channels? No. But if that were to be a thing, our Parent Trap was on. I'm watching Parent Trap.
Love the Parent Trap. Any Tyler Perry.
Have you heard that they might be making
they can't do that. I feel like
not like a remake. I don't know. Apparently, like Lindsay Lohan's down. I don't know what she would be doing.
What the hell would you be doing?
I don't think they should.
I don't think
Richardson is gone as well.
Yeah. R.I.P. Loved you.
So good. She was like a mother to all of us. Do you know what I mean?
I really love that film. I might watch it. I might watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Sound of Music.
No way. Yeah. Did you and Alex talk about this?
No. Don't tell me, Alex. No. Stop.
I mean, for us, it was a big childhood one. It was like one that was like on repeat. Like
me and my dad used to bang it.
It's
Mary Poppins. Like I really like.
Yes. Oh my god. Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews. Nanny McPhee. I'm just thinking of Disney films. I'm a Disney fan as well. Disney, Marvel, and sad stuff. Like, but that's not really like I love true crime.
Oh, okay.
My brother's always talking about like my Netflix is literally.
You were saying this the other day.
MasterChef, like it's just name.
I love that no in between. Right. MasterChef. Okay, I'm gonna make it trickier then. Within the Marvel ones, do you have top 3?
Oh, I feel like this is gonna be really controversial.
Because I feel like we're gonna make it into.
I'm gonna have. Oh my god! No, let me not say that because
never do it. Do it.
The Black Panther 2, R.I.P. Chadwick. I was disappointed by that.
Were you?
Yeah. R.I.P. Chadwick. I think it was a beautiful that word tribute to him. I think they did that perfectly.
Yeah.
I just felt like normally when I leave the cinema with like after watching a Marvel film, I feel like I could take on anything. Like you better not talk to me on a Marvel day because I feel like I could fight. Which is actually insane. But I didn't feel like that.
But I think that's because of what the film was about.
Yeah, because
it was like even. Do you know what? I felt like there were too many times I was like, they're not going to win.
Yeah. And then they came together. That really kind of irritated me.
And I wanted, but to be fair, I think this is the thing. When I was watching it, I was like, do you not understand that white man is your enemy? The whole time, and I was like, stop fighting each other. Like,
oh yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? I was like, stop fighting each other.
It was just
fight
like,
the system instead.
No, literally. But I think
so there was that. I felt like that a lot of the film. I was like,
I think
and so when they came together, I was like, about time.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. No, I do think it was a great film, but it wasn't like my favorite.
I think it's one that builds. I think the more you watch it, the more you'll like it.
Maybe I do need to watch it again.
I think that's my theory on it.
Because
I feel like that sometimes with a few Marvel ones where I think also, so my memory is really bad, like really bad. Even if I care about something, I forget. And so I think sometimes I don't get parts of it because it's obviously related to like another movie or like something like that. And then it takes me a few goes to then be able to clock onto things. And then I'm like, oh my God, this. And then it gives it so much more depth, right? Because you're linking things together and it's clicking. Whereas, sometimes that doesn't always happen the first time.
Yeah, it doesn't always. Look, to be honest, I feel like I should go watch it again.
I think you should watch it again.
But
do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, because I did also leave the cinema. Like, it was just, I think it was different to what I thought it was going to be.
It was so different.
And also, I had seen so much online about it. I was expecting to come out in floods of tears. I didn't cry as much as I thought I would cry, which maybe I was emotionally numb, who knows. But I feel like I was almost disappointed because I didn't cry enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I cried a lot.
Do you know what I mean? But I think it could also be because I tend to not, if I'm watching a film alone, I cry so much more than if I watch with others.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe if I were to watch it alone, I'd just be hot mess of a person.
I think, I cried.
I mean, for me, it's when
cried.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Black Panther 2,
stop watching now.
Away. I mean, you should have stopped watching probably a while ago because I did reveal the end. But no, when the sun comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Then I just.
No, for me, it was when mum died. So I was like, poor.
There was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on.
I was like,
the poor girl,
Shuri going through it.
The brother and the mum and the dad.
She should not have died.
The mum, there was no, but I think in every Marvel film, like
someone's got to suffer in it.
Yeah. I'm trying to actually think of my top 3. I love Endgame. I could watch Endgame.
Endgame is so good. And it's like that scene, isn't it?
That scene.
Coming for you, just like,
Noémie, I was screaming in that cinema. I felt like an Avenger myself. I was like, everyone, get out right now. Like, everyone, let's do this.
We're fighting.
That was
Beyoncé seeing this fist.
I loved Endgame. That's a
good one.
I really enjoyed Black Widow, but a lot of people kind of didn't.
I
genuinely think it's those sexist people that didn't like Black Widow.
I agree as well. And also, I watch things like Black Widow and I'm like, I want to learn how to fight.
I can do anything. These Woman King. Did you watch Woman King?
No, I haven't watched that one yet. I really want to watch it though. It is on my list.
That was amazing. Like that was amazing. I felt like I can do it.
It's like, get me into a boot camp.
Get me into a boot camp.
I'm ready to fight.
Get me into Taekwondo, like let's start.
Yeah. No, I really like Black Widow. I thought it was good.
I really like Black Widow. I really love any Thor film. Maybe I just have a crush on Thor's.
Do you know what Thor is? What got me into Marvel in the first place?
Yes,
it's. I was so sure I wasn't into Marvel because if I'm sorry guys, I'm not really into like Star Wars or.
Who the hell is?
So many people, man, Lauren.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not disrespecting.
Do you know what my dad is? He's a big.
But like, so I'm not, and I saw it within that same realm of like sci-fi, fantasy, like all of that. I can't get into like even what's it called? What's the one, the really big one? Not that the one that isn't House of Dragons, the one that came before that.
House of Dragon.
What's it called? Wow, you're just as bad as I am. We're just gonna forget that this happened. Maybe we'll edit it out. No, but yeah, I just didn't think Marvel was for me at all. And then I watched Thor, and I was like, yes,
it's for me.
It's for me.
It's for me. Absolutely, it's for me.
Yeah.
What have you seen?
Yeah. And do you know what? I think what I enjoyed about it is it was a lot funnier than I thought.
Yeah, Marvel's actually really funny.
I didn't know that, like...
Iron Man is fucking hilarious.
Do you know what? I rewatched the Iron Mans and actually I hate Iron Man.
He's annoying, but he's funny.
He's a real piece of work. He's misogynistic, for sure. The way he treats women.
Yeah, he is.
The way he talks to them.
The way he talks to them. Until he has a daughter. I love you 3,000.
Wild. But yeah.
And I love Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the
recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could just do a whole episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Marvel.
We're gonna start season 3 podcast.
Marvel.
What we're talking about. Love that. Okay, let's go to the next one. Top 3 podcasts. Are you a podcast listener?
I am a podcast listener.
Okay, love that. What are your top 3 podcasts?
But I don't listen to
aside, of course, from the
Wiseboard Bridges, always. The Know For Sure podcast.
Okay.
That's with B. Simone and Megan A. Brooks.
Okay.
And Don't Call Me White Girl podcast.
I haven't heard of that one.
She is so funny, but
American, British, American.
Both of the podcasts that I watch are American, But like the Know For Sure one is just about like self-love, God, religion, all that. And then the Don't Call Me White Girl one is literally just hilarious.
Okay. Yeah. Fair. Another one.
Riseborough Bridges.
Yeah, obviously.
Duh.
Okay, nice. Top 3 books. I don't know why I put a really high intellect, but do you read?
I was like, you know who? I'm not academic.
I mean, if you don't, then we can go to the next category.
Mallory Blackman.
Oh my god, yes.
Was it Trust Me? Trust Me, I think it was called. I don't know.
Noughts and Crosses.
Noughts and Crosses, yeah, that series. I really like that one. I like reading self-help books as well.
You like a self-help book? Yeah, so do you?
One thing that really helped me last year was the book You Are a Badass. You Are a Badass.
Cute. That nice. And then you liked it.
Loved it. It was really helpful. Yeah, that's as far as it goes with my reading, to be honest. Yeah.
Fair. Okay, that's cool. Let's move on swiftly. Top 3. I've put music here, but I guess artists. That's a hard one, isn't it?
It's a hard one because my playlist
eclectic.
It's so mad.
Very.
I was listening to literally here whilst doing my work, High School Musical.
Yes, Lauren. I think we have the same playlist.
High School Musical 2. Bangers.
Straight
bangers.
What? Thank you. Do you know what? I don't think people put enough respect.
They don't.
On these types of songs. Also, just on pop music in general. Pop is popular for a reason. It bangs. It bangs. Fun. Like, it's just, for me, it's pure fun.
I'll be dancing like that.
It's fun. Yeah. You know? You're not taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
And some of those High School Musical, the second one, emotional. You know, when like Gabriella gives Troy back the necklace.
I gotta go my own way. That one.
That
one.
What?
When I was going for a breakup, I was playing that. I gotta go my own way.
It's true.
It's so relatable. Like proper tune.
I love that.
So that's why, okay, 3 top lines though. I'm gonna try do so like R&B.
Yes.
Do R&B. Love SZA. Love some. I can't do 3.
That's fine.
Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Janae Aiko.
Oh yeah.
Like there's
so many.
I'll have to do it in like sections.
Let me just make it harder. Top 3 Beyoncé songs. Okay. I don't know that I could do a top 3. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think this is a safe space to say this, but actually,
I mean, I think we've offended a lot.
I know. I'm so sorry, but like, I haven't listened to Renaissance the whole album.
What?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, get out.
Only cuff it, and you.
I say she's brilliant. Not brilliant. No, not brilliant.
It's not just like anything. I love Beyonce.
Yes.
What? But I really struggle listening to albums. I will listen to.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes her brilliant. Is that her albums?
I can never sit and listen to a full album.
Really?
I need to.
That's the only way I can do it. I'm not gonna lie. Renaissance. I'm in her top 0.3 listeners on Spotify last year, and that is because Renaissance played
the whole over and
constantly, and I honestly could not listen to anything else. I could not physically bring myself to listen to anything else. The minute I would go on Spotify, it's like I've been hypnotized. Yeah, like maybe she did hypnotize us all, but you know, and I'm happy to be hypnotized by her.
Period. Who wouldn't?
It's so good, and you have to listen to it in order, and you have to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you go again, and then you go again.
I've only done that once with a Summer Walker album.
Oh, is
like
it?
The second one, but I can't. Like, it was really a struggle for me. But okay, but if we're like my top 3 is not going to be from that album.
Okay, that's fine.
But oh god, top 3 Beyonce songs, like she just gets me. Beyonce.
And she caters to all moods.
Moods.
Do you know what I read? She has a Spanish album. What? She's got like a Spanish version of the second album. I want to say. Don't kill me if I've got this wrong. But like even
she like I can't pick 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard. Maybe top 3 albums then.
I don't know what they're called.
That's so hard. Yeah. So,
4.
Yeah,
4 is like that's
just
a classic.
4 is an elite. It's classic.
That I can have like
on
repeat.
Yeah.
The one where the album No, I love Formation, and I know it's my album. I just love that song.
Yes,
Formation. I love
Formation.
Diva.
Fantastic. Yes.
Diva
doesn't get recognised enough.
It doesn't. And I watched. Do you know how many times I've watched her Homecoming performance on Netflix?
It's so good. We had like a whole like premiere of it. We made a party out of it.
It's so good. It's so
incredible.
good.
It's incredible, and like the work that she puts in, and and it just all of it's fantastic.
She's amazing. I do really love Beyoncé. I can't lie. But like to pick three, that's just like
it's too hard.
She caters everything. All my moods.
All moods. Okay. Well, we love Beyonce.
We love
Beyonce. That's all there is.
We are Beyonce. We're bees. Is it bees? Bees. Beehive members.
Although I always read it as they.
Beehive.
Because it's no. I think it's pronounced beehive.
Oh,
but it's spelled beehive.
So what are they individually? Bees. That don't really bees.
Does that make us?
Anyways, we're just part of the bee.
We love them.
Beehive.
We love them. Don't hate us.
That's a blue one.
The name. I feel like this is what's going to get us cancelled. Is that we've been talking about how much we love Beyonce, but we don't know what's going ourselves as well.
Beehive.
We love her. I would just like to make that clear. Okay, nice. We're drawing up to the hour.
Oh my god, I had so much fun, you know.
So much fun. What is work? Honestly.
What is work? What is work?
Thank you so much for coming on. I hope the world has seen how brilliant you are. Maybe the most controversial episode yet.
Oh my god,
that is can't we?
Oh my god,
Jenny,
my brain right now.
It's happening. It's all happening. But no, because we obviously work on the podcast.
We do.
I don't know if anyone's clocked that, but yeah, we do like the editing and
So we're just thinking of ideas of coming in.
There's a lot of ideas. I think we're gonna have to do a promo run in like a month.
We're gonna. Oh my god, this episode is gonna be hilarious.
Anyway, keep churning them out. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, for coming on. I'm sure we'll do it again. Thank you to all our wonderful listeners, viewers, all of that. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Apple Music, all the major streaming platforms. This has been a good time. I hope it's been a good time for you too. Join in with the conversation. Let us know what your top three are, if you dare. Otherwise, obviously, this is the part where I tell you to all subscribe, get your notifications up. So our different socials, let's get this covered. Twitter, that's at viaduct_gen. On Instagram, it's viaductgen, at viaductgen. LinkedIn, YouTube, Viaduct Generation, you can find us there. With all of the links that you need. Obviously, if you're listening on a streaming platform, the Wisefield Bridges is where you want to go. Thank you again. Thank you for having me. I had so much fun. And obviously, the awkward closing part where it's like, bye.